What if the secrets of the universe were written in stone thousands of years before the invention of the telescope, hidden within the ruins of ancient monuments, encoded in myths, and etched into the stars, lies a profound understanding of the cosmos that modern science is only now beginning to uncover. From the precise astronomical alignments of Stonehenge to the intricate celestial calculations of the Mayan calendar, ancient civilizations possessed a knowledge of the universe that seems almost impossible for their time. How did they track the movements of the heavens with such precision? What cosmic truths did they encode in their sacred sites and stories? And why do their insights still resonate with us today? In this video, we'll journey through the mysteries of ancient wisdom, uncovering the lost technologies, celestial observations, and timeless questions that reveal humanity's earliest attempts to comprehend the vast, unknowable expanse above us. This isn't just a story about the past. It's a key to understanding our place in the cosmos. Let's begin. One of the most fascinating aspects of ancient civilizations is how they perceived the cosmos not as a distant, cold expanse, but as a living, breathing system intimately tied to their daily lives. For the Egyptians, the heavens were a mirror of their earthly existence, with celestial bodies like the sun god Ra and the star Sirius playing central roles in their myths and rituals. They believed the stars were not just points of light but divine beings guiding the fate of kings and kingdoms. Similarly, the Sumerians saw the night sky as a map of the gods' will, with planets like Venus and constellations like the Pleiades shaping their understanding of time, agriculture, and even warfare. But it wasn't just mythology that drove their connection to the cosmos. It was an astonishing level of astronomical precision. Take the Great Pyramid of Giza, for example. Built over 4,500 years ago, its alignment with the stars of Orion's belt is so exact that it's hard to believe it was achieved without advanced tools or knowledge. The pyramid's shafts point directly to specific stars, suggesting the ancient Egyptians had a deep understanding of celestial mechanics long before the invention of the telescope. The Mayans, too, were master astronomers. Their intricate calendar systems, which tracked the movements of the sun, moon, and planets with incredible accuracy, reveal a civilization deeply attuned to the rhythms of the universe. They saw time as cyclical, with celestial events like eclipses and solstices marking moments of spiritual significance. This wasn't just science, it was a sacred art, blending observation with devotion. What's truly remarkable is how these ancient insights challenge our modern assumptions about history. We often think of early civilizations as primitive, yet their knowledge of the cosmos suggests a sophistication that rivals, and in some cases surpasses our own. How did they achieve such precision without the technology we rely on today? Were they simply gifted observers, or did they possess lost technologies or methods we've yet to rediscover? These questions don't just rewrite history, they invite us to rethink our place in the universe and the wisdom of those who came before us. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of ancient astronomy, one thing becomes clear. Their understanding of the cosmos wasn't just about mapping stars, it was about finding meaning in the vast, interconnected web of existence. And perhaps, in their wisdom, they left us clues to a truth we're only beginning to grasp. Imagine standing at the heart of Stonehenge as the first rays of the summer solstice sun pierce through the massive stone arches, perfectly aligned with the heel stone. This isn't a coincidence, it's a testament to the extraordinary precision of ancient architects who understood the rhythms of the cosmos in ways that still astonish us today. Stonehenge, built over 4,000 years ago, is just one example of how ancient cultures designed structures to mirror the heavens. The Temple of Karnak in Egypt offers another breathtaking example. Its towering columns and vast courtyards were meticulously aligned to capture the light of the winter solstice sunrise, illuminating the inner sanctum in a dazzling display. For the ancient Egyptians, this wasn't just about beauty. It was a way to connect the earthly realm with the divine, marking the rebirth of the sun god Ra and the promise of renewal for their civilization. Across the Atlantic, the Mayan city of Chichen Itza reveals yet another layer of this celestial mastery. During the spring and autumn equinoxes, the shadow of the serpent god Kukulkan appears to slither down the steps of El Castillo, a phenomenon that draws thousands of visitors even today. The Mayans didn't just build structures, they created cosmic calendars in stone, aligning their cities with the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. What's striking about these alignments is their sheer accuracy. Without modern tools like GPS or advanced mathematics, ancient cultures managed to map the heavens with a precision that rivals our own. How did they do it? Were these alignments purely symbolic, meant to honor their gods and mark sacred times? Or did they serve a more practical purpose, perhaps as sophisticated observatories or tools for predicting seasonal changes? Some researchers suggest that these structures functioned as both spiritual centers where the divine and the scientific intertwined. The alignment of Stonehenge, for instance, may have helped ancient Britons track the seasons for agriculture, while also serving as a place of ritual and worship. Similarly, the Temple of Karnak's solstice alignment could have been a way to predict the annual flooding of the Nile, a life-giving event for Egyptian society. But beyond their practical and ceremonial roles, these ancient sites challenge us to rethink the boundaries of human ingenuity. How did cultures separated by oceans and millennia arrive at such similar understandings of the cosmos? Was it a shared intuition, a universal connection to the stars, or something more? As we marvel at these ancient achievements, another question arises. What tools and methods did these civilizations use to achieve such precision? Did they rely on simple observation, or was there something more sophisticated at play? The answers may lie hidden in the stones themselves, waiting for us to uncover the secrets of a lost world that still speaks to us across the ages. One of the most intriguing mysteries of ancient civilizations is how they achieved such remarkable feats of astronomical observation without the tools we consider essential today. While we often credit modern technology with our understanding of the cosmos, there are hints that the ancients may have possessed their own advanced methods that have since been lost to time. Take, for example, the Antikythera mechanism discovered in a shipwreck off the coast of Greece over a century ago. This intricate device, dating back to around 150 to 100 BCE, is often referred to as the first computer. Made of bronze gears and dials, it was capable of predicting lunar and solar eclipses, tracking the cycles of the moon, and even calculating the dates of ancient athletic games like the Olympics. The precision of its engineering is staggering, especially when you consider that devices of similar complexity wouldn't appear again until the 14th century in Europe. How did the ancient Greeks develop such a sophisticated tool, and what other technologies might they or other civilizations have created that we've yet to discover? The Antikythera mechanism isn't the only evidence of ancient ingenuity. In South America, the Nazca Line's massive geoglyphs etched into the desert floor have long puzzled researchers. Some theories suggest these lines served as a kind of astronomical calendar, aligning with the positions of stars and planets to mark significant celestial events. While their exact purpose remains debated, the sheer scale and precision of these designs imply a deep understanding of the heavens. Similarly, the Inca civilization used quippers, knotted strings, to record information, including astronomical data. Could these have been part of a larger system of celestial navigation or timekeeping that we've yet to fully decode? And then there's the question of how ancient cultures preserved this knowledge. In some cases, like the Mayan codices, written records survived, offering a glimpse into their astronomical expertise. But in others, the methods of transmission remain a mystery. Were these technologies passed down through oral traditions, encoded in myths and rituals, or did they rely on physical artifacts like the Antikythera mechanism that were lost or destroyed over time? The burning of the Library of Alexandria, for instance, is often cited as a catastrophic loss of ancient knowledge. How much more might we have learned about the cosmos if such repositories had survived? What's fascinating is how these lost technologies challenge our assumptions about the progression of human knowledge. We tend to think of history as a linear march forward, with each generation building on the discoveries of the last. But the evidence suggests that ancient civilizations may have reached heights of scientific and technological achievement that were later forgotten or erased. Could there have been other devices, even more advanced than the Antikythera mechanism, that aided in celestial observation? And if so, what might they reveal about the ancients' understanding of the universe? As we ponder these questions, we're reminded that the past is far more complex and far more mysterious than we often give it credit for. The clues left behind by ancient cultures suggest a world where science and spirituality were deeply intertwined, where the study of the stars was as much about understanding the divine as it was about predicting the seasons. And in their lost technologies, we may find not just answers, but new questions about the nature of knowledge itself, and how much of it still lies hidden, waiting to be rediscovered. Ancient myths and legends are often dismissed as mere stories, but they hold a deeper, more profound purpose, encoding the mysteries of the cosmos in ways that could be remembered, retold, and revered. Take the Greek myth of Orion, the mighty hunter placed among the stars. His story, filled with drama and tragedy, isn't just a tale of heroism, it's a celestial map. Orion's belt, those three bright stars in a perfect line, has guided travelers for millennia. But to the ancient Greeks, it was more than a navigational tool. It was a way to preserve astronomical knowledge in a form that could be passed down through generations. The myth itself, with its vivid imagery and emotional weight, made the stars unforgettable, turning the night sky into a living storybook. Similarly, the Egyptian myth of Osiris, the god of the afterlife, reflects a deep understanding of celestial cycles. Osiris's death and resurrection were tied to the annual flooding of the Nile, an event that brought life to the desert. But the story also mirrors the movements of the stars, particularly Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky. Known as the Dog Star, Sirius's heliacal rising, its first appearance just before sunrise, marked the beginning of the Egyptian New Year and the flooding season. By weaving this astronomical event into the myth of Osiris, the Egyptians transformed a natural phenomenon into a divine narrative, ensuring that their knowledge of the stars was preserved in both ritual and memory. These myths weren't just entertainment, they were educational tools, teaching people how to read the sky and understand its rhythms. In a world without written records for many, stories were the textbooks of the ancient world. They encoded complex astronomical knowledge in a form that could be easily memorized and shared. The Mayans, for example, told stories of the hero twins who journeyed through the underworld and emerged victorious, symbolizing the sun's daily journey across the sky and its nightly passage through the realm of darkness. These myths helped explain the cycles of day and night, the phases of the moon, and even the movements of planets. But myths did more than teach. They connected people to the cosmos on a spiritual level. For ancient cultures, the stars weren't just distant lights, they were gods, ancestors, and guides. The Norse saw the Milky Way as the path to Valhalla, while the Aboriginal Australians believed the stars were the campfires of their ancestors. These stories gave meaning to the universe, transforming it from a cold, impersonal void into a place of wonder and purpose. How did these ancient cultures ensure that this knowledge survived? Oral traditions played a crucial role. Elders would recite myths around the fire, passing down stories from one generation to the next. These weren't just casual retellings, they were precise, often ritualized performances designed to preserve every detail. In some cases, sacred texts also played a part, like the Egyptian Book of the Dead or the Mayan codices, which contained astronomical charts and mythological narratives intertwined. These texts were often kept in temples, accessible only to priests and scholars who acted as the guardians of celestial knowledge. What's fascinating is how these myths and traditions transcended time and geography. Cultures separated by thousands of miles and centuries often told strikingly similar stories, reflecting universal human attempts to make sense of the cosmos. The Greek Orion, the Egyptian Osiris, the Mayan hero twins, each of these myths encodes a profound understanding of the stars, wrapped in stories that still captivate us today. As we explore these ancient myths, we begin to see them not as relics of a bygone era, but as windows into a world where science and spirituality were one. They remind us that the study of the stars has always been about more than just observation. It's about connection, meaning, and the timeless human quest to understand our place in the universe. And in their stories, we find a wisdom that still speaks to us across the ages. The passage of time might seem like a simple, linear concept to us today, but for ancient civilizations, it was a complex, deeply spiritual connection to the cosmos. Among the most remarkable achievements of these cultures were their calendars, sophisticated systems that tracked celestial cycles with a precision that still leaves modern scientists in awe. Take the Mayan long count calendar, for instance. Unlike our Gregorian calendar, which resets every year, the long count was designed to measure vast stretches of time spanning thousands of years. It was based on a series of nested cycles, each representing different celestial events, from the daily rising of the sun to the movements of Venus and the moon. The Mayans used this system not just to mark the days, but to predict eclipses, solstices, and even the rare alignments of planets, events they believed held profound spiritual significance. Equally impressive was the Egyptian solar calendar, one of the earliest known attempts to align timekeeping with the natural world. The Egyptians divided their year into 3 seasons: inundation, growth, and harvest, each tied to the annual flooding of the Nile. Their calendar was based on the heliacal rising of Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, which appeared just before sunrise at the start of their new year. This event signaled the beginning of the flood season, a time of renewal and abundance. By linking their calendar to this celestial marker, the Egyptians created a system that was both practical and deeply symbolic, bridging the gap between the heavens and the earth. These ancient calendars weren't just tools for tracking time, they were windows into the cosmos. The Mayans, for example, believed that time was cyclical, with each era ending and beginning in a grand cosmic cycle. Their long count calendar predicted the end of one such cycle in 2012, a date that sparked widespread fascination and speculation in modern times. While the world didn't end, as some feared, the event highlighted the enduring legacy of Mayan astronomical knowledge. Similarly, the Egyptians used their calendar to align their religious festivals with celestial events, ensuring that their rituals were in harmony with the rhythms of the universe. What's truly astonishing is how these ancient systems achieved such accuracy without the technology we rely on today. The Mayans, for instance, calculated the length of the solar year to within minutes of the modern value, while the Egyptians accurately predicted the flooding of the Nile centuries in advance. How did they do it? Some researchers believe they relied on meticulous observation, carefully recording the movements of the stars and planets over generations. Others suggest they may have used tools like shadow casting devices or even early forms of the astrolabe, though much of this technology has been lost to time. The influence of these ancient calendars extends far beyond their original cultures. The Gregorian calendar we use today, for example, owes much to the Egyptian solar calendar, which was later refined by the Romans. Even the concept of leap years, designed to keep our calendar in sync with the solar year, can be traced back to ancient attempts to reconcile lunar and solar cycles. In many ways, these early systems laid the foundation for modern timekeeping, proving that the ancients were not just observers of the cosmos but active participants in its mysteries. As we reflect on these ancient achievements, we're reminded that timekeeping is more than just a practical necessity. It's a way of connecting with the universe. The Mayans and Egyptians didn't just measure time, they celebrated it, weaving it into their myths, rituals, and daily lives. Their calendars were more than tools, they were maps of the cosmos, guiding their civilizations through the cycles of life, death, and rebirth. And in their wisdom, they left us a legacy that continues to shape how we understand and measure the passage of time today. The night sky has always been a canvas for human imagination, and nowhere is this more evident than in the ancient origins of the Zodiac. Long before astrology became a modern fascination, early civilizations looked to the stars and saw not just random patterns but a grand celestial story. The Zodiac, a band of 12 constellations that trace the sun's path across the sky, was one of humanity's first attempts to map the heavens and make sense of the universe. The concept of the zodiac dates back to ancient Mesopotamia, where Babylonian astronomers divided the sky into 12 equal parts, each associated with a specific constellation. These divisions weren't arbitrary, they were tied to the sun's annual journey, marking the seasons and guiding agricultural cycles. For the Babylonians, the zodiac was both a practical tool and a sacred map, linking the movements of the stars to the rhythms of life on Earth. They believed that the positions of the planets and stars could influence events on Earth, laying the foundation for what would later become astrology. The Greeks expanded on these ideas, giving the zodiac its familiar names and symbols. They saw the constellations as representations of their myths and gods, Aries the ram, Taurus the bull, and so on. Each sign was imbued with meaning, reflecting not just the stars above but the human experience below. The zodiac became a way to explore personality, fate, and even destiny, blending astronomy with philosophy and spirituality. But the zodiac wasn't just a Western invention. In China, a similar system emerged with 12 animal signs representing different years in a repeating cycle. The Chinese zodiac, like its Western counterpart, was used to predict fortunes, guide decisions, and mark the passage of time. Both systems reveal a universal human desire to find order and meaning in the cosmos, even if the methods and symbols varied across cultures. The cultural significance of the zodiac is undeniable. From ancient temples adorned with celestial symbols to modern horoscopes in newspapers, these astrological signs have endured for millennia. They've inspired art, literature, and even architecture, shaping how we see ourselves and our place in the universe. But as much as the zodiac captivates us, it also raises questions about its scientific validity. Can the stars truly influence our lives, or is astrology simply a reflection of our need to find patterns in chaos? Modern science dismisses astrology as pseudoscience, pointing out that the positions of the stars have no measurable effect on human behavior. Yet, the enduring popularity of astrological signs suggests that they fulfill a deeper need, a connection to something greater than ourselves. Perhaps the true value of the zodiac lies not in its predictive power, but in its ability to inspire wonder and curiosity about the cosmos. After all, the ancients didn't just look to the stars for answers, they looked to them for meaning, weaving the mysteries of the universe into the fabric of their lives. As we reflect on the zodiac's origins, we're reminded that the stars have always been more than just distant lights. They've been mirrors, reflecting our hopes, fears, and dreams. And in their ancient wisdom, we find a timeless reminder of our shared humanity and our eternal quest to understand the universe. While we often think of time as a straight line stretching endlessly into the future, many ancient cultures saw it as a circle, a never-ending loop of creation, destruction, and renewal. This idea of cyclical time is one of the most profound and universal concepts in ancient thought, appearing in traditions across the globe. For the Hindus, time was divided into vast epochs called yugas, each representing a different phase of existence. These cycles ranged from the golden age of Satya Yuga, a time of perfect harmony, to the dark age of Kali Yuga, marked by chaos and decline. According to Hindu cosmology, the universe itself goes through endless cycles of birth, death, and rebirth, with each cycle lasting billions of years. This belief wasn't just a philosophical musing, it was a way to understand the rhythms of the cosmos and humanity's place within it. The Mayans, too, saw time as cyclical, with their long count calendar marking the end and beginning of world ages. They believed that each age was governed by different energies and that the transition between them was a time of great transformation. The end of the 13th Bactun cycle in 2012, often misinterpreted as a prediction of the world's end, was actually seen as a moment of renewal, a chance for humanity to begin again. These cyclical views of time reflect a deep awareness of cosmic patterns, from the predictable movements of the stars to the unpredictable rhythms of life. But what's truly fascinating is how these ancient ideas are finding echoes in modern science. Theories like the Big Bounce suggest that the universe might not have a single beginning and end, but instead goes through infinite cycles of expansion and contraction. While this is still a speculative idea, it raises the possibility that the ancients were onto something profound. Their understanding of cyclical time wasn't just a metaphor, it was an intuitive grasp of the universe's fundamental nature, one that science is only now beginning to explore. These cosmic cycles also shaped ancient philosophies and worldviews, offering a sense of order and meaning in a chaotic world. The Hindu concept of karma, for instance, is rooted in the idea of cyclical time, with actions in one life influencing the next. Similarly, the Mayan belief in world ages encouraged a sense of responsibility, as each cycle was seen as an opportunity for growth and transformation. These ideas weren't just about the cosmos, they were about how to live, how to find purpose in a universe that constantly renews itself. As we consider these ancient beliefs, we're reminded that the past and the future are not so different after all. The idea of cyclical time challenges us to see the universe not as a static backdrop to our lives, but as a dynamic, ever-changing force. And in their wisdom, the ancients left us a powerful lesson, that every ending is also a beginning, and that in the great cosmic dance, nothing is ever truly lost, only transformed. Ancient cultures didn't just gaze at the stars, they meticulously tracked and recorded celestial events, creating some of the earliest known astronomical records. Among the most remarkable examples are the Chinese observations of Halley's Comet, which date back to at least 240 BCE. The Chinese didn't see comets as random streaks of light. They believed they were celestial omens, signaling everything from the rise of a new ruler to impending disasters. Their detailed records, preserved in texts like the Book of Han, not only document the comet's appearances but also reveal a deep understanding of its cyclical nature. These observations weren't just superstition, they were a form of early science, blending careful observation with cultural meaning. The Babylonians, too, were master sky watchers. Their detailed records of Venus, preserved on cuneiform tablets, are among the oldest known planetary observations. They track the planet's movements with astonishing precision, noting its cycles of visibility and invisibility. For the Babylonians, Venus wasn't just a bright object in the sky, it was the goddess Ishtar, a powerful figure in their mythology. By linking the planet's movements to divine will, they created a system that was both scientific and spiritual, using their observations to predict events and guide decisions. These records, some of which date back to the 7th century BC, show that ancient astronomers weren't just passive observers. They were active interpreters of the cosmos, seeking patterns and meaning in the heavens. But it wasn't just comets and planets that captured their attention. Supernovae, the explosive deaths of stars, were also recorded with remarkable accuracy. The Chinese, for instance, noted the appearance of a guest star in 1054 CE, an event now recognized as the supernova that created the Crab Nebula. This record, along with others like it, provides modern astronomers with invaluable data about the life cycles of stars. Similarly, the ancient Greeks and Romans documented eclipses, using them not only to refine their calendars but also to test their understanding of celestial mechanics. The famous eclipse of 485 BC, for example, was said to have halted a battle between the Lydians and the Medes, showing how these events could shape human history. What's striking about these ancient records is how they reveal a blend of curiosity and practicality. Eclipses, comets, and supernovae weren't just awe-inspiring spectacles. They were tools for understanding the universe and navigating life on Earth. The Chinese used their observations to predict agricultural cycles and guide imperial decisions, while the Babylonians relied on their knowledge of Venus to time military campaigns and religious festivals. These celestial events were woven into the fabric of ancient societies, shaping everything from politics to mythology. As we reflect on these ancient observations, we're reminded that the stars have always been more than just distant lights. They've been guides, teachers, and storytellers. The meticulous records left behind by these cultures offer us a glimpse into a world where science and spirituality were inseparable, where the study of the heavens was as much about understanding the divine as it was about predicting the seasons. And in their wisdom, they've left us a legacy that continues to inspire and inform our exploration of the cosmos today. High in the Andes Mountains, the ancient city of Machu Picchu stands as a breathtaking testament to the sacred bond between earth and sky. Built by the Inca civilization in the 15th century, this architectural marvel wasn't just a fortress or a royal retreat, it was a living reflection of the heavens. The city's layout aligns with the movements of the sun, moon, and stars, creating a harmonious connection between the terrestrial and the celestial. During the winter solstice, the sun's rays pass through a carefully designed window in the Temple of the Sun, illuminating a sacred stone inside. For the Inca, this wasn't just a beautiful phenomenon, it was a moment of divine communion, a reminder that the cosmos and the earth were intertwined in a sacred dance. The Nazca lines, etched into the Peruvian desert over 2,000 years ago, offer another striking example of this celestial connection. These massive geoglyphs, some stretching over hundreds of meters, depict animals, plants, and geometric shapes visible only from the air. But their purpose goes far beyond art. Many of the lines align with the positions of the sun, moon, and stars, suggesting they served as a kind of astronomical calendar or ritual pathway. Some researchers believe the Nazca people used these lines to mark solstices, equinoxes, and other significant celestial events. Others think they were part of a larger spiritual practice designed to connect the earth with the heavens in ceremonies honoring the gods. Whatever their exact purpose, the Nazca lines reveal a world view where the cosmos wasn't separate from daily life, it was its very foundation. This sacred connection between earth and sky wasn't unique to the Andes. Across the globe, ancient cultures built structures that mirrored the heavens. In Cambodia, the temple complex of Angkor Wat is designed as a microcosm of the universe, with its towers representing the peaks of Mount Meru, the mythical home of the gods in Hindu cosmology. The temple's alignment with the sun during the equinoxes creates a stunning visual effect as the rising sun perfectly frames the central spire. Similarly, the great Zimbabwe ruins in Africa feature walls and towers aligned with celestial bodies, reflecting a belief in the divine order of the cosmos. But why did these cultures go to such lengths to connect their architecture with the stars? For many, the answer lies in the idea of sacred geography, the belief that certain places on Earth hold special spiritual power. By aligning their sites with celestial events, ancient architects sought to amplify this energy, creating spaces where the divine could manifest. These structures weren't just buildings, they were portals, bridges between the human and the cosmic. This worldview also shaped ancient spirituality. The alignment of sacred sites with the heavens reinforced the idea that the gods were not distant or detached but actively involved in the world. Rituals performed at these sites often coincided with astronomical events, creating a sense of unity between the worshippers and the cosmos. For the Inca, the solstice at Machu Picchu was a time to honor Inti, the sun god, and seek his blessings for the coming year. For the Nazca, walking the lines during celestial alignments may have been a way to commune with the stars themselves. What's remarkable is how this ancient belief in the Earth-sky connection continues to resonate today. Modern architects and spiritual seekers alike are drawn to these sites, not just for their beauty but for their profound sense of harmony. They remind us that the universe isn't something out there, it's something we're a part of, a vast, interconnected web of existence. As we explore these ancient sites, we begin to see them not just as relics of the past, but as invitations to rediscover our own connection to the cosmos. How did these cultures achieve such perfect alignments without modern tools? And what can their wisdom teach us about living in harmony with the universe? The answers may lie hidden in the stones, waiting for us to uncover the timeless truths they hold. In the heart of ancient societies, there were individuals who held the keys to the cosmos: priests, shamans, and scholars who dedicated their lives to understanding the heavens. These figures were more than just observers, they were the custodians of celestial wisdom, bridging the gap between the divine and the earthly. In Egypt, the astronomer priests of Heliopolis were revered for their ability to predict the flooding of the Nile, an event that dictated the rhythms of life along the river. Using simple tools like the Merkit, a sighting instrument, they tracked the movements of stars like Sirius, aligning their observations with the agricultural calendar. Their role wasn't just scientific, it was sacred as they interpreted the will of the gods through the stars. The Mayan scribes, too, were masters of cosmic knowledge. Using intricate glyphs, they recorded the movements of the sun, moon, and planets in codices made of bark paper. These texts weren't just scientific records, they were sacred manuscripts filled with prophecies and rituals tied to celestial events. The scribes' ability to predict eclipses and solstices with astonishing accuracy made them indispensable to their rulers, who relied on their expertise to guide political and religious decisions. For the Maya, the stars weren't just lights in the sky, they were messages from the gods, and the scribes were their interpreters. But how did these ancient experts transmit their knowledge across generations? In many cultures, this wisdom was passed down orally, with elders teaching apprentices through stories and rituals. The Babylonian astronomers, for instance, trained their successors in the art of celestial divination, using cuneiform tablets to record their observations. These tablets, some of which survive today, reveal a meticulous attention to detail, with notes on planetary positions and eclipse predictions stretching back centuries. The transmission of knowledge wasn't just about facts, it was about preserving a worldview, one where the cosmos and humanity were deeply connected. In other cases, knowledge was encoded in sacred architecture. The Inca, for example, built their cities as astronomical observatories, with priests using the alignment of temples and plazas to teach younger generations about the stars. These structures weren't just tools for observation, they were classrooms where the mysteries of the universe were passed down through hands-on experience. Similarly, the ancient Greeks used their myths to preserve astronomical knowledge, embedding the movements of the stars in stories that could be easily remembered and retold. What's remarkable about these ancient custodians of knowledge is their ability to balance science and spirituality. They didn't see the heavens as a cold, distant void, but as a living, breathing entity filled with meaning and purpose. Their methods of observation, whether through simple tools or complex rituals, were designed not just to understand the cosmos, but to connect with it. And in their hands, astronomy became more than a science. It became a way of life, a path to wisdom that continues to inspire us today. As we reflect on their legacy, we're reminded that the study of the stars has always been about more than just facts and figures. It's about curiosity, connection, and the timeless human quest to understand our place in the universe. And in the stories of these ancient priests and scholars, we find a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge is one of humanity's greatest adventures. The idea of a multiverse, countless universes existing alongside our own, might seem like a cutting-edge concept born from modern physics, but ancient civilizations were already grappling with similar ideas thousands of years ago. In Hindu cosmology, the universe isn't a singular, isolated entity but part of an endless cycle of creation and destruction. According to the Puranas, ancient Hindu texts, there are countless universes, each governed by its own Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, the trinity of creation, preservation, and destruction. These universes, or lokas, exist in a vast, interconnected web, constantly being born, evolving, and dissolving. For the ancient Hindus, the cosmos wasn't a static place but a dynamic, ever-changing reality, teeming with infinite possibilities. The Greek atomists like Leucippus and Democritus proposed a similarly expansive view of existence. They believed that the universe was made up of tiny, indivisible particles called atoms, constantly moving and combining in an infinite void. This led them to theorize that there could be an endless number of worlds, each formed by the random collision of atoms. While their ideas were speculative, they reveal a remarkable foresight, anticipating modern concepts of parallel universes and quantum mechanics. These ancient thinkers didn't see the cosmos as a single, unchanging entity, but as a vast, chaotic expanse filled with infinite potential. What's striking about these ancient cosmologies is how they challenge the assumption that early civilizations had a simplistic or primitive understanding of the universe. Far from being limited by their lack of technology, these cultures used philosophy, mythology, and observation to explore ideas that still resonate with us today. The Hindu concept of multiple universes, for instance, mirrors modern theories like the multiverse hypothesis, which suggests that our universe is just one of many in a larger cosmic landscape. Similarly, the Greek atomists' vision of infinite worlds finds echoes in contemporary physics, where the idea of a multiverse is a hotly debated topic. But how did these ancient thinkers arrive at such profound ideas without the tools of modern science? For the Hindus, it was a combination of deep meditation and philosophical inquiry, seeking to understand the nature of reality beyond the physical world. The Greek atomists, on the other hand, relied on logic and observation, using their understanding of the natural world to speculate about the unseen. Both approaches reveal a shared curiosity, a desire to explore the mysteries of existence, no matter how vast or unknowable they might seem. These ancient ideas aren't just historical curiosities, they're invitations to rethink our own understanding of the cosmos. Could the Hindu concept of multiple universes inspire new ways of thinking about the multiverse? Might the Greek atomist's theories of infinite worlds offer fresh perspectives on quantum mechanics? While we may never know for sure, these ancient cosmologies remind us that the quest to understand the universe is as old as humanity itself, and in their wisdom, they've left us a legacy that continues to challenge, inspire, and expand our view of the cosmos. As we reflect on these ancient ideas, we're reminded that the universe is far more complex and far more mysterious than we often give it credit for. The ancients didn't just look to the stars for answers, they looked to them for wonder, crafting stories and theories that still resonate with us today. And in their vision of a vast, interconnected cosmos, we find a timeless reminder of our shared curiosity and our endless quest to understand the infinite. The discoveries of ancient astronomers didn't just fade into history, they became the foundation for the scientific revolutions that shaped our modern world. When Nicolaus Copernicus proposed his heliocentric model in the 16th century, placing the Sun at the center of the solar system, he didn't start from scratch. He drew heavily on the works of ancient Greek astronomers like Aristarchus of Samos, who had suggested a similar idea over 1,000 years earlier. Copernicus's groundbreaking theory, which challenged centuries of Earth-centered cosmology, was in many ways a rediscovery of ancient wisdom, proving that the past often holds the keys to the future. Isaac Newton, too, was deeply influenced by the ancients. While he's best known for his laws of motion and universal gravitation, Newton spent much of his life studying alchemy, a practice rooted in ancient traditions that sought to understand the fundamental nature of matter. Though alchemy is often dismissed today as pseudoscience, it was a precursor to modern chemistry, and Newton's fascination with it reveals how ancient knowledge can spark new ideas. His work on gravity, for instance, was partly inspired by the Greek concept of pneuma, or the breath of the cosmos, which ancient thinkers believed permeated and connected all things. Newton's genius lay in taking these ancient ideas and refining them into the scientific principles we still use today. Even the invention of the telescope, a cornerstone of modern astronomy, owes a debt to ancient insights. Galileo Galilei, who first turned a telescope to the heavens in 1609, didn't just rely on the technology of his time. He built on centuries of optical knowledge dating back to the ancient Greeks and Arabs. The Greeks had studied the properties of light and lenses, while Arab scholars like Alhazen wrote extensively on optics, laying the groundwork for the telescope's development. Without these ancient contributions, Galileo might never have observed the moons of Jupiter or the phases of Venus, discoveries that revolutionized our understanding of the cosmos. Today, modern scientists are once again turning to ancient knowledge for inspiration. Archaeoastronomy, the study of how ancient cultures understood the sky, has uncovered remarkable insights into their methods of observation and prediction. For example, researchers have found that the Mayan long count calendar, once thought to be purely symbolic, aligns with precise astronomical cycles, offering new ways to understand ancient timekeeping. Similarly, the alignment of Stonehenge with solstices and equinoxes has sparked debates about its potential use as a sophisticated astronomical observatory. These discoveries aren't just academic, they're reshaping how we see the relationship between ancient wisdom and modern science. What's perhaps most fascinating is how ancient knowledge continues to challenge and inspire us. In a world dominated by technology, we're rediscovering the value of observation, intuition, and the interconnectedness of all things, ideas that were central to ancient cosmologies. From the study of planetary motion to the search for dark matter, modern science is increasingly embracing a holistic view of the universe, one that echoes the ancient belief in a cosmos that is alive, dynamic, and deeply interconnected. As we look to the future, it's clear that the past still has much to teach us. The ancients didn't just study the stars, they sought to understand their place within a vast, mysterious universe. And in their wisdom, they left us a legacy that continues to guide our exploration of the cosmos, reminding us that the quest for knowledge is as timeless as the stars themselves. Among the most enigmatic artifacts left behind by ancient civilizations are their star maps, intricate depictions of the night sky that reveal a startling level of precision and insight. One of the most famous examples is the Dendera Zodiac, a stunning bas-relief carved into the ceiling of an Egyptian temple. Dating back to around 50 BCE, this circular map shows the constellations as they were known to the ancient Egyptians, including familiar figures like Taurus and Leo. But what sets the Dendera Zodiac apart is its accuracy. The positions of the stars and planets align with astronomical observations from that time, suggesting that the Egyptians had a sophisticated understanding of celestial mechanics. How did they achieve such precision without telescopes or modern instruments? The answer may lie in centuries of meticulous observation, passed down through generations of priest astronomers who dedicated their lives to studying the heavens. Equally impressive are the Babylonian star catalogues, some of the oldest known records of celestial observations. Written on cuneiform tablets over 3,000 years ago, these catalogues list hundreds of stars and their positions in the sky. The Babylonians didn't just note these positions, they tracked the movements of stars and planets over time, creating a system that allowed them to predict eclipses and other astronomical events with remarkable accuracy. Their methods were both practical and innovative. They used simple tools like the gnomon, a shadow-casting device, to measure the angles of the sun and stars. They also developed mathematical techniques to calculate the positions of celestial bodies, laying the groundwork for modern astronomy. The precision of their star catalogues is so high that modern researchers have been able to use them to study changes in the night sky over millennia. But the question remains, how did ancient cultures achieve such detailed and accurate star maps? Some researchers suggest that they relied on long-term observation, carefully recording the movements of the stars and planets over generations. Others propose that they may have used early forms of the astrolabe or other instruments now lost to history. There's also the possibility that they had access to astronomical knowledge passed down from even older civilizations, knowledge that has since been forgotten. The alignment of the Great Pyramid of Giza with Orion's belt, for instance, hints at a deep understanding of the night sky that predates recorded history. Could the ancients have possessed insights that we're only now beginning to rediscover? What's particularly fascinating is how these ancient star maps blend science and artistry. The Dendera Zodiac, for example, isn't just a technical diagram, it's a work of beauty, filled with intricate carvings and symbolic imagery. The Babylonians, too, infused their star catalogues with mythological significance, linking each star and planet to their gods and legends. This fusion of the practical and the spiritual reflects a worldview where the cosmos wasn't just something to be studied, it was something to be revered. As we examine these ancient star maps, we're reminded of how much we owe to the curiosity and ingenuity of those who came before us. Their ability to map the heavens with such precision, using only the tools and knowledge available to them, is a testament to the power of human observation and imagination. And in their maps, we find not just a record of the stars, but a window into a world where the heavens were alive with meaning, a world that still inspires us to look up and wonder. Could these ancient star maps hold clues to lost astronomical knowledge? As modern science continues to explore the mysteries of the cosmos, perhaps the answers lie not just in the stars above, but in the wisdom of those who first sought to understand them. The more we learn, the more we realize that the ancients were not just stargazers, they were pioneers, charting a course through the infinite expanse of the universe. Hidden within the designs of ancient temples, the intricate carvings of sacred symbols, and even the natural world itself lies a language that transcends time and culture, sacred geometry. For ancient civilizations, geometry wasn't just a mathematical tool. It was a way to encode the very principles of the cosmos. From the spirals of seashells to the precise angles of pyramids, geometric patterns were seen as a bridge between the earthly and the divine, a way to express the harmony and order of the universe. Take the golden ratio, for instance. This mathematical ratio, approximately 1.618 to 1, appears repeatedly in nature, from the arrangement of leaves on a stem to the spiral of a nautilus shell. The ancient Greeks called it the divine proportion, and they believed it represented the perfect balance between symmetry and beauty. They incorporated it into their architecture, designing temples like the Parthenon to embody this golden balance. But the Greeks weren't alone. The Egyptians used the golden ratio in the construction of the Great Pyramid, where the ratio of its height to its base mirrors this sacred proportion. Why did so many cultures gravitate toward this pattern? Perhaps because it reflects a fundamental truth about the way the universe is structured, a truth that resonates on both a cosmic and a human scale. Another fascinating example is the Fibonacci sequence, a series of numbers where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. This sequence appears everywhere in nature, from the branching of trees to the arrangement of sunflower seeds. The ancient Hindus and Greeks recognized this pattern as a representation of growth and expansion, a symbol of life's infinite potential. They wove it into their art and architecture, creating designs that echoed the natural world and its cycles. Even today, the Fibonacci sequence is seen as a key to understanding the patterns of the cosmos, from the shape of galaxies to the structure of DNA. But sacred geometry wasn't just about aesthetics, it was a way to encode astronomical knowledge. The Mayans, for example, used geometric patterns in their temples to align with celestial events. The step pyramids of Chichen Itza were designed with precise angles to capture the light of the equinoxes, creating the illusion of a serpent slithering down the stairs. This wasn't just an artistic flourish, it was a way to mark the passage of time and honor the cycles of the sun. Similarly, the mandalas of Hindu and Buddhist traditions are filled with geometric patterns that represent the cosmos, with intricate circles and squares symbolizing the unity of all things. These designs weren't just decorative, they were maps of the universe, guiding practitioners towards spiritual enlightenment. What's truly remarkable is how these geometric patterns seem to reflect universal truths. The golden ratio and Fibonacci sequence appear in everything from the smallest flower to the largest galaxy, suggesting that there's a shared language of shape and proportion that connects all of existence. Ancient cultures understood this intuitively, using geometry to express their understanding of the cosmos and their place within it. But how did they discover these patterns? Did they observe them in nature, or was there a deeper, almost mystical insight at work? As we explore the role of sacred geometry in ancient cultures, we're reminded that the universe is more than just a collection of random events. It's a tapestry of patterns and rhythms woven together by a common thread. The ancients saw this thread and used it to create art, architecture, and symbols that still resonate with us today. But perhaps the most profound lesson they left us is this, that the cosmos isn't just something to be observed, it's something to be understood, a vast, interconnected web of meaning waiting to be decoded. And in their wisdom, they've given us the tools to begin that journey. So, what do these patterns tell us about the nature of reality? Are they simply mathematical curiosities, or do they point to something deeper, a universal truth that transcends time, culture, and even science? As we continue to explore the mysteries of sacred geometry, we may find that the answers lie not just in the stars, but in the very fabric of existence itself. Ancient texts have long been regarded as windows into the minds of the past, but they are also treasure troves of cosmic knowledge, offering glimpses into how early civilizations understood the universe. The Vedas, sacred scriptures of ancient India, are filled with hymns and verses that describe celestial phenomena with astonishing accuracy. One of the most striking examples is the Rigveda's description of the sun as the wheel of time, a poetic yet precise metaphor for the cyclical nature of the cosmos. These texts also reference the concept of yugas, vast cosmic cycles that govern the rise and fall of civilizations, reflecting a world view where time and the universe are deeply intertwined. For the ancient Hindus, the stars weren't just distant lights, they were part of a grand rhythmic dance, a dance that modern physicists are only now beginning to comprehend. In Egypt, the pyramid texts inscribed on the walls of tombs thousands of years ago reveal a similar fascination with the heavens. These texts, some of the oldest religious writings in the world, describe the pharaoh's journey to the afterlife as a celestial voyage guided by the stars. The pyramids themselves were designed as cosmic machines, aligning with constellations like Orion to ensure the ruler's safe passage to the realm of the gods. But these texts also contain detailed descriptions of celestial events, such as the rising of Sirius, which marked the annual flooding of the Nile. For the ancient Egyptians, the stars were not just markers of time, they were divine messengers carrying knowledge of the universe's rhythms. Across the Atlantic, the Popol Vuh, the sacred book of the Maya, offers another perspective on cosmic knowledge. This text, written in the 16th century but based on much older traditions, tells the story of creation through the lens of celestial cycles. It describes how the gods shaped the world and set the stars in motion, creating a universe governed by sacred patterns. The Popol Vuh also contains detailed accounts of astronomical events, such as eclipses and planetary alignments, which the Maya used to predict the future and guide their rituals. For them, the cosmos was a living, breathing entity, a reflection of the divine order that governed all aspects of life. What makes these ancient texts so remarkable is their ability to blend myth and science, art and observation. They weren't just records of celestial events, they were stories filled with symbolism and meaning. But decoding these texts is no easy task. Modern scholars face a host of challenges, from deciphering ancient languages to understanding the cultural context in which these writings were created. For example, the Vedas were passed down orally for centuries before being written down, raising questions about how much of the original meaning has been preserved. Similarly, the pyramid texts were written in a hieroglyphic script that took decades to decode, and even now, scholars debate their exact interpretations. The Popol Vuh presents its own set of challenges. Written in the Quiche language, it was recorded by Spanish missionaries who may have altered its content to fit their own worldview. Despite these obstacles, researchers are making remarkable progress, using advanced technologies like digital imaging and linguistic analysis to uncover hidden layers of meaning. These efforts are revealing not just the scientific knowledge of ancient cultures, but also their philosophical and spiritual insights, offering us a deeper understanding of how they saw the universe. As we explore these ancient texts, we're reminded that the quest to understand the cosmos is as old as humanity itself. The Vedas, the pyramid texts, and the Popol Vuh are more than just historical artifacts. They are living testaments to the curiosity and creativity of those who came before us. And in their words, we find not just answers but new questions, inviting us to continue the journey of discovery that began thousands of years ago. What other secrets might these ancient writings hold, and what can they teach us about our place in the vast, mysterious universe? Celestial events like eclipses, comets, and planetary alignments weren't just breathtaking spectacles for ancient societies, they were powerful forces that shaped their politics, religions, and cultures in profound ways. Imagine a world where the sudden darkening of the sun or the appearance of a bright comet wasn't just a scientific curiosity but an omen from the gods. For the ancients, these events were messages, warnings, and opportunities, influencing everything from the fate of empires to the timing of sacred rituals. One of the most famous examples is the Battle of Hollies in 585 BCE, where a total solar eclipse abruptly halted a war between the Lydians and the Medes. As the sky darkened in the middle of the battle, both sides interpreted the event as a divine sign to cease fighting. The eclipse, predicted by the Greek philosopher Thales, not only ended the conflict but also established a lasting truce, demonstrating how celestial phenomena could directly alter the course of history. This event wasn't just a coincidence, it was a moment where the heavens intervened in human affairs, shaping the political landscape of the ancient world. For the Maya, the movements of Venus held a similar power. They meticulously tracked the planet's cycles, believing it to be the embodiment of their god Kukulkan. Venus's appearances and disappearances were seen as omens, influencing everything from warfare to agriculture. The Maya timed their military campaigns to coincide with Venus's rise as the morning star, believing it would bring them victory. They also used its movements to predict the best times for planting and harvesting, weaving celestial patterns into the very fabric of their daily lives. The Dresden Codex, a Mayan manuscript, contains detailed Venus tables that demonstrate their astonishing accuracy in tracking the planet's cycles over centuries. For the Maya, Venus wasn't just a celestial body, it was a divine force guiding their decisions and shaping their destiny. But it wasn't just individual events that held significance. Celestial phenomena also influenced the broader cultural narratives of ancient societies. In China, the appearance of a guest star, now known to be a supernova, in 1054 CE was recorded as a momentous event. The Chinese saw it as a sign of cosmic change, linking it to shifts in imperial power and societal upheaval. Similarly, the Romans viewed comets as harbingers of disaster or transformation, often associating them with the death of emperors or the fall of dynasties. These celestial events weren't just observed, they were woven into the stories and histories of these cultures, becoming symbols of divine will and human fate. The impact of these celestial events extended beyond politics and religion, shaping the very architecture of ancient societies. The alignment of temples and monuments with astronomical phenomena like solstices or equinoxes wasn't just for ceremonial purposes, it was a way to mark the passage of time and honor the gods. The Inca, for example, built their cities to align with the movements of the sun, using these alignments to guide their rituals and agricultural practices. For them, the cosmos wasn't separate from daily life. It was the foundation of their existence, a constant reminder of their connection to the divine. As we reflect on the influence of celestial events on ancient societies, we're reminded of how deeply interconnected humanity has always been with the cosmos. From the Battle of Hollies to the Mayan Venus tables, these events weren't just moments of awe, they were catalysts for change, shaping the beliefs, decisions, and destinies of entire civilizations. And in their stories, we find a timeless truth, that the stars have always been more than just distant lights. They've been guides, teachers, and storytellers, shaping the course of human history in ways we're only beginning to understand. What other secrets might the heavens hold? As we continue to explore the mysteries of the cosmos, we may find that the ancients left us more than just stories. They left us a roadmap to the stars, a legacy that continues to inspire and guide us today. The search for lost astronomical knowledge is a journey that bridges the ancient and the modern, revealing how much we still have to learn from the past. Today, researchers are uncovering hidden insights in ancient texts, forgotten artifacts, and even the very stones of ancient monuments, piecing together a picture of early celestial understanding that rivals and sometimes surpasses our own. One of the most remarkable breakthroughs in this field has been the decipherment of the Antikythera mechanism, an ancient Greek device discovered in a shipwreck over a century ago. Once thought to be a simple navigational tool, this intricate bronze device has since been revealed as a sophisticated analog computer, capable of predicting lunar and solar eclipses, tracking planetary movements, and even calculating the dates of ancient athletic games. Its complexity, unmatched for over 1,000 years, challenges our assumptions about the technological capabilities of ancient civilizations and hints at a level of astronomical knowledge that was far more advanced than we once believed. But the Antikythera mechanism is just one piece of the puzzle. In the dusty archives of museums and libraries, scholars are poring over ancient texts and inscriptions, decoding long-forgotten languages to uncover lost astronomical knowledge. Among the most significant discoveries are the Babylonian astronomical tablets, thousands of clay records detailing observations of the night sky. These tablets, some dating back to the 7th century BC, reveal a culture deeply attuned to the rhythms of the cosmos. The Babylonians tracked the movements of planets like Venus with astonishing precision, using their observations to predict celestial events and guide their rituals. Their methods, preserved in cuneiform script, show a mastery of mathematics and astronomy that laid the groundwork for later Greek and Islamic scholars. These texts are not just historical artifacts, they're windows into a world where the stars were both a scientific tool and a spiritual guide. Modern technology is also playing a crucial role in this search. Archaeoastronomers are using tools like LiDAR, a laser-based mapping technology, to uncover hidden alignments in ancient sites. For example, recent scans of the Mayan city of Tikal have revealed that its temples were not only aligned with celestial events like solstices, but also designed to create acoustic effects that amplified sacred rituals. These discoveries suggest that ancient architecture was as much about sound and symbolism as it was about astronomy, blending science and spirituality in ways we're only beginning to understand. Similarly, digital reconstructions of ancient star maps like the Dendera Zodiac are helping researchers decode the celestial knowledge encoded in these intricate designs. What's truly exciting about these efforts is how they're reshaping our understanding of history. We're beginning to see that ancient civilizations were not just passive observers of the cosmos, they were active participants, using their knowledge to shape their world. The rediscovery of Babylonian astronomical tablets, for instance, has shown us that the concept of mathematical prediction is far older than we once thought. The Antikythera mechanism, meanwhile, challenges the narrative that ancient technology was primitive, suggesting instead that it may have been more advanced than we've been led to believe. As we uncover these lost pieces of astronomical knowledge, we're reminded that the past is far richer and more complex than we often give it credit for. These discoveries aren't just rewriting history, they're expanding our understanding of what it means to be human. They show us that curiosity, ingenuity, and a desire to understand the cosmos are timeless traits shared by people across cultures and millennia. And in their wisdom, the ancients have left us a legacy that continues to inspire and guide our exploration of the universe today, but the search is far from over. Every new discovery raises new questions, inviting us to dig deeper and look further. What other secrets might lie hidden in ancient texts or buried beneath the sands of time? How much more can we learn from the stars and from those who first sought to understand them? As we continue to explore these mysteries, we may find that the answers are not just about the past, they are about our future and our place in the vast, interconnected web of existence. Modern technology is unlocking doors to the past, revealing secrets that ancient civilizations left hidden for millennia. Satellite imaging, for instance, has become a game-changer in uncovering the true scale of ancient astronomical sites. From the dense jungles of Central America to the arid deserts of the Middle East, satellites orbiting high above Earth are capturing images that expose hidden structures and alignments invisible to the naked eye. The Mayan city of Caracol, once shrouded in thick vegetation, was revealed in its entirety through satellite data, showing a sprawling metropolis designed with celestial precision. These tools aren't just uncovering lost cities, they're helping us understand how ancient cultures mapped the heavens onto their landscapes. LiDAR, or light detection and ranging, is another revolutionary tool reshaping our understanding of the past. By sending laser pulses from aircraft to the ground, LiDAR can penetrate dense foliage and create detailed 3D maps of ancient sites. In Guatemala, LiDAR scans of the Mayan city of Tikal revealed a vast network of roads, reservoirs, and temples, many aligned with astronomical events like solstices and equinoxes. These discoveries suggest that the Mayans didn't just build cities, they created cosmic calendars in stone, blending science and spirituality in ways we're only beginning to appreciate. As LiDAR technology advances, who knows what other hidden alignments or lost cities might come to light? Computer modeling is also playing a crucial role in decoding ancient astronomical knowledge. By simulating the night skies of thousands of years ago, researchers can test theories about how ancient civilizations tracked celestial events. For example, computer models have helped confirm that Stonehenge's alignment with the summer solstice wasn't a coincidence but a deliberate design. These simulations allow us to step into the shoes of ancient astronomers, seeing the skies as they did and understanding the tools and methods they might have used. It's as if we're peering through a time machine, watching the stars align with the stones as they did millennia ago. But as we uncover these ancient secrets, a question arises: what are the ethical implications of studying these cultures? While technology allows us to explore the past like never before, it also raises concerns about cultural appropriation and respect for indigenous knowledge. Many ancient astronomical sites are sacred to modern descendants of these civilizations, and their insights into the cosmos are deeply tied to their cultural identity. How do we balance the pursuit of knowledge with the need to honor and protect these traditions? This is a conversation that archaeologists, historians, and indigenous communities are increasingly engaging in, ensuring that the study of ancient knowledge is done with care and respect. The potential for new discoveries is immense. As satellite imaging, LiDAR, and computer modeling continue to evolve, we may uncover even more about how ancient civilizations understood the cosmos. Perhaps we'll find evidence of lost technologies, forgotten star maps, or even entire systems of celestial knowledge that have been hidden for centuries. But as we push the boundaries of what we know, we must also remember that these discoveries are more than just academic. They're a bridge to the past, connecting us to the people who first looked up at the stars and wondered what they meant. In the end, the fusion of ancient wisdom and modern technology is more than just a scientific endeavor. It's a reminder of our shared humanity. The ancients sought to understand the universe just as we do today. And in their insights, we find not just answers, but a deeper connection to the cosmos and to each other. As we continue to explore, we may discover that the true treasure of ancient knowledge isn't just what it tells us about the stars, it's what it tells us about ourselves. The ancient understanding of the cosmos, once the domain of priests and scholars, is finding new life in modern spirituality, where timeless ideas are being reimagined for a new era. Take astrology, for instance, once a cornerstone of Babylonian and Greek astronomy. It's now a global phenomenon, with millions turning to their horoscopes for guidance and self-reflection. But this isn't just about predicting the future. It's about finding meaning in the patterns of the stars, a practice that echoes the ancient belief in a universe deeply connected to human life. Modern astrology has become a bridge between the scientific and the spiritual, offering a way to explore personality, relationships, and even purpose through the lens of celestial cycles. It's a testament to how ancient wisdom continues to resonate, even in a world shaped by technology. Sacred geometry, too, is experiencing a revival as people rediscover the profound beauty and symbolism of shapes that once captivated the Egyptians, Greeks, and Mayans. From the spirals of seashells to the perfect symmetry of the golden ratio, these patterns are being embraced as expressions of universal harmony. In modern spiritual practices, sacred geometry is often used in meditation, art, and even architecture, creating spaces that evoke a sense of balance and connection to the cosmos. This isn't just about aesthetics, it's about tapping into a deeper understanding of the universe, one that the ancients saw as a living, interconnected web of energy. The concept of cyclical time, central to Hindu and Mayan cosmologies, is also making a comeback in contemporary thought. In a world often dominated by linear, goal-oriented thinking, the idea of time as a circle, a series of endless cycles of creation, destruction, and renewal, offers a refreshing perspective. It's a worldview that encourages mindfulness, resilience, and a deeper appreciation for the rhythms of life. Modern practices like yoga and mindfulness meditation often draw on this ancient wisdom, framing personal growth as a journey of returning to oneself, much like the cycles of the seasons or the orbits of the planets. But as these ancient ideas gain traction, a question arises: how do we balance this resurgence of cosmic wisdom with the rigors of modern science? Some argue that astrology and sacred geometry are purely symbolic, offering psychological comfort rather than empirical truth. Others see them as complementary to science, providing a holistic perspective that enriches our understanding of the universe. For example, the cyclical view of time, once dismissed as myth, is now echoed in scientific theories like the Big Bounce, which suggests the universe may go through infinite cycles of expansion and contraction. Could it be that ancient wisdom and modern science are not so different after all, each offering a piece of the puzzle in our quest to understand the cosmos? This blending of the ancient and the modern invites us to explore the universe not just with our minds, but with our hearts. It's a reminder that the stars have always been more than just distant lights, they've been mirrors, reflecting our deepest questions and aspirations. And as we continue to reinterpret this cosmic wisdom, we're not just rediscovering the past, we're shaping a future where science and spirituality can coexist, each illuminating the other in the endless quest to understand our place in the universe. So, where does this leave us? Are we simply revisiting old ideas, or are we uncovering timeless truths that transcend the boundaries of culture and time? As we navigate this balance, perhaps the real lesson is that the wisdom of the ancients isn't just about the stars. It's about how we see ourselves within the vast, mysterious tapestry of existence. And in that, there's a lesson for us all. High above the jungles of the Yucatan Peninsula, the Caracol Observatory in Chichen Itza stands as a testament to the Mayans' extraordinary mastery of the cosmos. This spiral-shaped tower, with its narrow windows aligned to specific celestial events, wasn't just a place to gaze at the stars, it was a precision instrument designed to track the movements of Venus. To the Mayans, Venus wasn't just a planet, it was the god Kukulkan, a divine force that influenced warfare, agriculture, and even the timing of rituals. The Caracol's windows and staircases are meticulously positioned to capture the planet's appearances and disappearances, allowing the Mayans to predict its cycles with remarkable accuracy. This wasn't just architecture, it was a fusion of science and spirituality, a way to connect the earthly with the celestial. Halfway across the world, in the heart of Jaipur, India, the Jantamanta Observatory offers another glimpse into ancient astronomical brilliance. Built in the early 18th century by Maharaja Jai Singh Roman II, this sprawling complex of geometric instruments is a marvel of precision. Massive sundials, curved walls, and towering structures known as yantras were designed to measure time, track planetary movements, and even predict eclipses. The Samrat Yantra, the largest sundial in the world, can measure time with an accuracy of just 2 seconds. What's striking about Jantamanta is how it combines artistry with function. Each structure is not only a scientific tool but also a work of beauty, reflecting a deep reverence for the cosmos. The ingenuity of these ancient observatories raises a fascinating question. How did these cultures achieve such precision without modern technology? The answer lies in their meticulous observation and their ability to translate complex celestial patterns into physical structures. The Caracol's alignment with Venus required years, if not generations, of careful tracking, while the Jantamanta's instruments were based on centuries of astronomical knowledge passed down through Indian scholars. These observatories weren't just built, they were crafted, each stone and angle a testament to a civilization's dedication to understanding the heavens. What's even more remarkable is how these ancient designs might inspire modern architecture. Imagine buildings that don't just house people but also interact with the cosmos, tracking the sun's path or capturing the light of a solstice. The principles behind the Caracol and Jantamanta precision, harmony, and a deep connection to the natural world are more relevant than ever. In an age where sustainability and mindfulness are increasingly valued, these ancient observatories offer a blueprint for how architecture can reflect not just human needs but our place in the universe. The story of these observatories is more than just a tale of ancient ingenuity. It's a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge is timeless. Whether in the jungles of Mexico or the deserts of India, these structures stand as enduring symbols of humanity's quest to understand the cosmos. And in their stones we find not just answers but inspiration to look up, to wonder, and to imagine what we might build next. The legacy of ancient cosmic knowledge is not confined to the past, it lives on in the art, literature, and science of today, weaving a thread that connects humanity across time. Take the Renaissance, for example, a period when Europe rediscovered the wisdom of antiquity. Artists like Leonardo da Vinci and Michelangelo drew inspiration from ancient ideas, embedding the zodiac and sacred geometry into their masterpieces. The Vitruvian Man, with its perfect proportions, reflects the golden ratio, a concept revered by the Greeks and Egyptians. Even in literature, the stars have always been a source of wonder and symbolism, from Dante's Divine Comedy to Shakespeare's celestial references. These works remind us that the cosmos has always been a canvas for human creativity, a way to explore both the infinite and the intimate. In modern design, the principles of sacred geometry continue to shape our world, from the spirals of seashells to the curves of skyscrapers. Architects like Frank Lloyd Wright and Le Corbusier have drawn on these ancient patterns to create spaces that feel harmonious and alive. The Fibonacci sequence, a mathematical marvel known to the ancients, appears in everything from the layout of gardens to the design of smartphones. Even in science, the influence of ancient cosmic knowledge is undeniable. The Mayan long count calendar, once thought to be purely symbolic, has inspired new ways of thinking about time and its cyclical nature. These ancient ideas aren't just relics, they're living concepts, evolving and adapting to new contexts. But perhaps the most profound impact of ancient cosmic knowledge lies in how it shapes our understanding of the universe. The idea that the cosmos is a living, interconnected system, a belief held by cultures from the Egyptians to the Maya, resonates deeply with modern scientific theories like quantum entanglement and the multiverse. The ancients saw the universe as a web of relationships, a view that modern physics is only now beginning to explore. this connection between past and present isn't just about knowledge, it's about perspective. It invites us to see the universe not as a collection of isolated phenomena, but as a unified whole, a tapestry of patterns and rhythms that transcend time and space. As we reflect on this legacy, we're reminded that the quest to understand the cosmos is a shared human endeavor. From the builders of Stonehenge to the scientists mapping the Milky Way, we are all part of a story that stretches back thousands of years. And in the wisdom of the ancients, we find not just answers but inspiration, to look up, to wonder, and to imagine what we might discover next. The stars, after all, are more than just distant lights. They're a mirror, reflecting our eternal curiosity and our endless quest for meaning in the vast, mysterious expanse of the universe. The stories of ancient myths often feel like fantastical tales of gods and heroes, but beneath their surface lies a surprising layer of scientific truth. Many of these ancient narratives weren't just entertainment. They were ways to encode knowledge about the cosmos, blending observation and imagination into a single, powerful framework. Take the Greek myth of Phaethon, for example. According to the story, Phaethon, the son of the sun god Helios, loses control of his father's chariot and plunges toward Earth, scorching the land and causing chaos. While this might sound like a cautionary tale about hubris, some researchers suggest it could describe a real astronomical event, a comet or meteorite impact. The descriptions of fiery destruction and celestial upheaval align eerily with what we now know about such cataclysmic events. Could this myth be an ancient record of a cosmic collision, passed down through generations as a story before the advent of modern science? The blending of science and mythology isn't unique to the Greeks. Across cultures, myths often served as vehicles for preserving astronomical knowledge. In Hindu cosmology, the churning of the ocean of milk, a story of gods and demons working together to create the nectar of immortality, is thought to symbolize the precession of the equinoxes, a slow wobble in Earth's axis that changes the position of the stars over millennia. This phenomenon, which takes about 26,000 years to complete, was a profound discovery for ancient astronomers, and the myth encodes this complex idea in a way that could be easily remembered and retold. Similarly, the Norse myth of Ragnarok, the end of the world, describes a cosmic battle followed by renewal, a concept that mirrors modern theories of cyclical universes and the endless dance of creation and destruction. What's fascinating is how modern science is beginning to rediscover these ancient truths. The study of ancient myths isn't just about decoding stories, it's about uncovering the observations and insights that early civilizations embedded within them. For instance, the Aboriginal Australians' Dreamtime stories, which describe the creation of the landscape, often align with geological events like volcanic eruptions or rising sea levels. These narratives, passed down orally for tens of thousands of years, preserve a deep understanding of the natural world, blending science and spirituality in a way that modern researchers are only now beginning to appreciate. Similarly, the Navajo story of the hero twins who journey through the underworld to defeat monsters may reflect ancient observations of celestial phenomena like eclipses or supernovae. This intersection of science and mythology challenges the assumption that ancient cultures were primitive or superstitious. Instead, it reveals a sophisticated way of thinking, where stories were used to encode complex ideas about the cosmos, nature, and humanity's place within it. Myths weren't just about explaining the unknown, they were about preserving knowledge in a form that could endure across generations. And as modern science continues to explore the mysteries of the universe, it's finding that these ancient narratives often hold surprising truths waiting to be uncovered. As we delve deeper into this interplay between myth and science, we're reminded that the ancients didn't just observe the cosmos, they sought to understand it, using every tool at their disposal, from storytelling to stargazing. And in their wisdom, they left us a legacy that continues to inspire and inform our own quest for knowledge. So, the next time you hear an ancient myth, consider this. It might not just be a story, it could be a key to unlocking the secrets of the universe. As we stand on the brink of new scientific frontiers, it's worth asking, could the wisdom of the ancients hold the key to unlocking the mysteries of the universe? Modern science is increasingly looking to the past for inspiration, uncovering connections between ancient cosmic knowledge and cutting-edge research. One area of particular interest is the concept of cyclical time, a belief held by cultures like the Mayans and Hindus that time moves in repeating patterns rather than a straight line. This idea, once dismissed as myth, is now being revisited by physicists exploring theories like the Big Bounce, which suggests the universe could undergo endless cycles of expansion and contraction. Could the ancients have been onto something profound, glimpsing truths about the cosmos that we're only beginning to understand? Another promising avenue is the search for lost technologies. The Antikythera mechanism, for example, has already rewritten our understanding of ancient engineering and astronomy. But what other devices or methods might have been lost to time? Researchers are now using advanced tools like 3D imaging and artificial intelligence to analyze ancient artifacts, searching for clues about forgotten technologies that could reshape our understanding of history. For instance, the precise alignments of Stonehenge or the Nazca lines might hint at sophisticated tools or techniques for celestial observation that we've yet to rediscover. These investigations aren't just about uncovering the past, they're about finding new ways to approach the challenges of the future. The study of ancient star maps and celestial records is also yielding surprising insights. By comparing ancient observations with modern astronomical data, researchers are uncovering patterns and anomalies that could lead to new discoveries. For example, Babylonian records of Venus's movements have helped modern scientists refine their models of planetary orbits, while Chinese observations of supernovae provide valuable data about the life cycles of stars. These ancient records, meticulously preserved over millennia, are proving to be invaluable resources for contemporary astronomy. They remind us that the pursuit of knowledge is a continuous journey, one that spans cultures and centuries. But perhaps the most profound lesson lies in the way ancient cultures approached the cosmos not as a distant, cold expanse, but as a living, interconnected system. This holistic view, which blends science, spirituality, and art, offers a refreshing counterpoint to the often fragmented approach of modern science. Could integrating this ancient perspective into our research lead to breakthroughs in fields like quantum physics or cosmology? Some scientists think so, arguing that the ancients' intuitive understanding of the universe's interconnectedness could inspire new ways of thinking about everything from gravity to consciousness. As we explore these possibilities, it's crucial to reflect on the importance of preserving ancient knowledge. Many of the texts, artifacts, and sites that hold these insights are under threat from climate change, urbanization, and neglect. Protecting them isn't just about honoring the past, it's about safeguarding a legacy that could shape the future. By studying and preserving these ancient treasures, we're not just uncovering lost wisdom, we're ensuring that it continues to inspire and guide us in the centuries to come. The fusion of ancient wisdom and modern science is more than just an academic exercise, it's a reminder of humanity's enduring curiosity and creativity. As we look to the stars, we're not just searching for answers, we're continuing a story that began thousands of years ago, when the first humans looked up at the night sky and wondered what lay beyond. And in that shared quest, we find a connection that transcends time, culture, and even the vast expanse of the cosmos itself. As we delve deeper into the mysteries of ancient cosmic knowledge, we must also pause to reflect on the responsibilities that come with this pursuit. Studying the past isn't just about uncovering facts, it's about engaging with living cultures and traditions that have carried this wisdom through generations. One of the most pressing ethical considerations is the risk of cultural appropriation. When ancient texts, symbols, or practices are taken out of their original context and repurposed without understanding or consent, it can strip them of their meaning and disrespect the communities that hold them sacred. For example, the use of sacred Mayan or Hindu symbols in modern fashion or media often ignores their spiritual significance, reducing them to mere aesthetics. This disconnect highlights the need for a more thoughtful, respectful approach to ancient knowledge, one that honors its origins and the people who preserve it. Another critical issue is the preservation of sacred sites. Places like Stonehenge, Machu Picchu, and the Nazca Lines are not just archaeological treasures. They are spiritual landmarks deeply tied to the identities of indigenous communities. Yet many of these sites face threats from tourism, climate change, and urban development. The delicate balance between scientific exploration and cultural preservation is a challenge that requires collaboration. Archaeologists and historians are increasingly working with indigenous leaders to ensure that these sites are protected while still allowing for respectful study. This partnership not only safeguards the physical integrity of these locations, but also ensures that their spiritual and cultural significance is upheld. The respectful use of ancient texts is another area where ethical considerations come into play. Many of these writings, from the Mayan codices to the Hindu Vedas, are more than historical documents. They are sacred scriptures that continue to guide spiritual practices today. When these texts are studied, translated, or shared, it's essential to do so with sensitivity and respect for their cultural context. Modern scholars are beginning to adopt more inclusive practices, such as consulting with indigenous scholars and communities to ensure accurate and respectful interpretations. This collaborative approach not only enriches our understanding of these texts, but also strengthens the relationship between modern science and traditional knowledge. So, how can we honor ancient wisdom while advancing modern science? The answer lies in finding a balance between curiosity and respect. By engaging with indigenous communities as equal partners, we can ensure that the study of ancient knowledge benefits everyone involved. This means listening to their perspectives, acknowledging their contributions, and sharing the benefits of research in meaningful ways. It also means recognizing that ancient knowledge isn't just a relic of the past, it's a living tradition that continues to evolve and inspire. This balance isn't always easy to achieve, but it's essential for creating a more inclusive and ethical approach to studying the cosmos. As we move forward, we must remember that the pursuit of knowledge is not just about what we discover, it's about how we discover it. By honoring the wisdom of the ancients and the cultures that preserve it, we can build a future where science and spirituality coexist, each enriching the other in our endless quest to understand the universe. As we come to the end of this journey through the ancient mysteries of the cosmos, one thing becomes undeniably clear. The wisdom of our ancestors was far more profound than we often give them credit for. From the precise alignments of Stonehenge to the intricate calculations of the Mayan calendar, ancient civilizations demonstrated a sophistication that rivals, and in some cases surpasses, our modern understanding of the universe. They didn't just observe the stars, they saw them as part of a vast, interconnected web, a cosmic dance that shaped their lives and their world. Their knowledge wasn't just scientific, it was spiritual, artistic, and deeply philosophical, offering a holistic view of existence that we're only now beginning to rediscover. This ancient wisdom challenges us to rethink our assumptions about history and progress. We often imagine the past as a linear march toward modernity, with each generation building on the last. But the achievements of ancient astronomers, architects, and philosophers suggest a different story. one where knowledge was cyclical, passed down through myths, rituals, and sacred designs. These cultures understood the cosmos not as a cold, distant void, but as a living, breathing entity filled with meaning and purpose. Their insights remind us that science and spirituality don't have to be separate. They can coexist, each enriching the other in the quest to understand our place in the universe. The lessons of the ancients are more relevant than ever. In a world dominated by technology and data, their holistic approach offers a refreshing perspective, inviting us to see the cosmos not just through the lens of logic but through the eyes of wonder. They teach us that the pursuit of knowledge is as much about connection as it is about discovery, about finding harmony with the natural world and with each other. Whether it's the sacred geometry of the Egyptians, the celestial myths of the Greeks, or the astronomical precision of the Mayans, these ancient traditions remind us that the universe is not something out there, it's something we're a part of, a vast, interconnected web of existence. So, what can we take away from this exploration of ancient cosmic knowledge? First, a sense of humility. The ancients achieved remarkable feats with tools and methods we might consider rudimentary, proving that ingenuity and curiosity can transcend the limits of technology. Second, a sense of inspiration. Their stories and discoveries challenge us to look beyond the surface, to seek meaning in the patterns of the stars and the rhythms of the earth. And finally, a sense of responsibility. As we uncover the secrets of the past, we must also honor the cultures that preserved this wisdom, ensuring that their legacy is respected and protected. The mysteries of the cosmos are far from solved, and the wisdom of the ancients is a reminder that there's always more to discover. So I invite you to join the conversation. What do you think about these ancient insights? How do they shape your understanding of the universe? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey through time and space, don't forget to subscribe for more explorations of historical mysteries. Together, let's continue to uncover the secrets of the past and chart a course toward a deeper understanding of the cosmos. The stars are waiting, let's keep looking up.